Well, hi, this is Sam, in case you didn't know, and welcome to another video. In today's video, I thought we would take a closer look at my 1944 Swedish-made three-piece double-breasted suit in a lovely green-gray color. So, this suit is a great find because I was able to get it from the original owner's son, and I got some history along with it, which is great because to me, these suits are more than just a suit. I mean, it's a piece of history, it's a piece of great craftsmanship, workmanship, and it's always nice to get some information about the original owner. So first let's go into a little bit of history about this suit. So the original owner was 26 years of age when he got this suit custom made from him back in 1944. He was at the time working at his dad's farm, so that would be the grandfather of the original owner's son, which I bought the suit from, if that makes sense. I hope it does. And I can imagine back then that a suit like this, being a three-piece, double-breasted, and it has very nice detailing to it, it wouldn't be that cheap. And considering he worked at his dad's farm, I imagine that he worked pretty hard to get this suit. And you can tell because it's in a very good condition for being from 1944, and you can tell he really cherished it. And I'm so glad that his family member had this suit and took care of it too. And I also think when you're able to acquire such a nice suit like this, and if you wonder why I'm pointing and looking this way, it's because the suit is laying there on the bed. Anyway, so I think it's important when you acquire a suit like this from a family who have cherished it and kept it, it's important to ask about the history behind the suit. Ask about the original owner, try to get to know him, if you will, and then talk about him and cherish his memory because without him the suit wouldn't have existed, and without that generation we wouldn't be where we are today. So let's start look at the suit jacket, shall we? So this suit jacket is a double-breasted, as you can see, and it has wide peak lapels that I usually say it can poke your eyes out. Um, so it's a very, very nice and solid jacket. And it doesn't have that much wear to it, or well, I guess if you go up close and look at it, you can see wear on it. And I think it was a much more richer deep green when it was new. So I think over the years that has faded, so it's a little bit more gray now. But sometimes on some photos it comes out very nice and green, and sometimes it comes out to be like some kind of steel gray, so it's a little bit hard color to really capture on video. But it has a very nice inner lining, as you can see, also in green, of course. Also has very, very, very heavy padding to it. But also something very interesting about this suit jacket, which I covered in a reel on my Instagram, is that the upper part of the chest also has padding to it. I haven't seen this. I don't think I have. No, I haven't seen this in any of my American-made suits or British suits. There is structure, of course, to the jackets, but this one has some interesting padding to the inside of this uh, upper area, which is very cool in my opinion because it keeps the cold out. It doesn't make you overly warm because naturally these kind of suits, they breathe very nicely even though they keep you warm. But anyway, it keeps the cold winds out. So it makes me think that he had this three-piece suit made because maybe he didn't want an overcoat too, because it was better to put the money towards a three-piece suit that would keep him warm. Because this one was picked up in August, if I remember correctly, because the original label is actually still intact with the original owner's name and date on it, which is very cool. And also something that makes me think that I'm maybe on the right track of what I said about he getting this kind of a suit and not an overcoat is because the sleeves is lined with cotton lining on the inside, which also makes the sleeves keeps your arms much more warmer. And I haven't seen this before. It's pretty thick lining on the inside of the arms, so it's very cool. And of course, it's no vent in the back like it was in the 1940s, nothing. And it also has very nice, maybe contrasting buttons, you would say. They are in. They also have a kind of like brown green tone to it. Let's see if I can capture it on the camera. I hope I can. It's very cool, if you ask me. I hope I capture it. So yeah, this jacket is phenomenal and I really like it. I like that all the tags are intact and it's in a very good condition for being so old, and I like having the history to this whole suit. So let's take a look at the waistcoat. So let's take a look at the waistcoat. You can see I also have the trousers hanging here, but we're gonna take the waistcoat off and let's look at the waistcoat first, not the trousers. There we go. So this waistcoat, it has a little bit of wear to it, especially in the back lining. But let's start with the back lining actually. It is green too, of course, but it's in a very lovely green in my opinion. And I really like this waistcoat because it has a nice cut to it, and I really like how it has the same kind of buttons. Of course, it would have the same buttons as the jacket. And I really like that they are all there, none is gone. As you can see, it's very nice, pointy at the end. And here is another interesting part about this waistcoat. So this waistcoat also has an inner lining of cotton. So there you have another layer of cotton that will keep you warm during the colder days. And you may say, well, isn't it so warm having so many layers and all that kind of stuff? I don't really think so. It keeps you warm, but the cotton and the wool breathes very nicely. So I think you don't really get overly warm, but you get warm and cozy. That makes sense. So there isn't really that much more to say about this waistcoat. It has 4 front pockets, it has an inner pocket which with another colored button that I'm not sure if it was like that or if they changed it, but I think it looks very nice. And this waistcoat, I mean, it has held up pretty well. Of course, as I said, there is some wear to it. It's from 1944 and it's been used by the original owner. It was used a little bit by the original owner's son, and I use it. Because I think it's important to use the things while you take care of it. Naturally, it's gonna wear, but it's better to use the things, take care of them, repair them, and use them again. And you also cherish the memory of the original owner, because if it's just left inside somewhere, nobody uses it, nobody gets to see it. If I wear this suit outside and somebody says something about the suit, I can take the time, if they want to hear, I can be like, yeah, you know, I know some little history about the suit. Do you want to hear just briefly? And then you tell them. So it's very nice. I'm getting sidetracked. Let's look at the trousers. So let's take a look at the trousers now. So these trousers are very wide. It's incredible to see how wide they are when I got them, because this was actually one of my, I think this was among one of the first true 1940 suits I got. So I was like, wow, these are very wide, but I really like them. You can see here, it's very wide trousers, but I really like it. It has turn ups, of course, at the bottom. There is some extra fabric if you need to. There's extra fabric in 1930s and 40s suits. There is mostly extra fabric all the time to adjust if you would gain weight as you grow older and such. So you can keep using the same garment. You don't need to buy new ones. Good for the environment. So anyway, there is enough fabric you can turn down a little bit. It still has most of all the original stitching. These trousers, mostly the trousers, of course, wear down quicker than the rest of the suit, like a jacket or a waistcoat. So there's a little bit more wear on this trouser, but you know, I think they're holding up very well for being from 1944. So you have tunnel belt loops, I guess you call it, which is very fancy in my opinion. I like it a lot. I think it looks very nice. But naturally, you also have buttons if you would like to wear suspenders. And here you see I have my 1944 belt in it, which has a belt buckle with an S on. So it features double turn-ups, double pleats at the front, and has sharp, deep pleats. And my boutonniere is getting attacked by my belt. Anyway, so they are very high-rise, they fit very well, and it also has enough fabric in the back. You can let out quite a lot, so he was ready. as I said, he probably spent quite a lot of money on this suit in order to get it, so he probably wanted to have it for quite some time. But I want to show you here in the back, you have these where you will attach your suspenders in the back, which I do not know what this is called in English, but here you see it, and it has nice buttons to it too. So these trousers are superb. I like wearing them a lot. It's just a shame that I think the collar itself is a little bit sensitive, so it wears down the collar, but it is what it is. It will wear down with time. It's from 1944, which I have said plenty of times now. And of course, the trouser features 2 back pockets with very nice flaps to them to close the pockets. And I also saw, when I looked back at the footage, there was, you could see at the bottom of the trouser leg, there was looked to be maybe dirty or something. It's not dirty, that's just the wear on the trousers, so it looks like it's dirty or has stains on it, but it doesn't. It's just the wear that shows through when you have some light on it. So I hope you enjoyed this video seeing this 1944 Swedish made 3-piece suit, but I also have another thing I want to show you that came along with this suit that the original owner bought at the same time. Let me go get it. So here's what I wanted to show you. This is a very lovely 1944 spear point. The original owner got this one when he got the suit, and I think it's a very nice pick he did. It's incredible to see what kind of colors they had back then, because this is so nice and crisp. It's a nice and crisp green color, very vibrant. I really like the stripes in it and everything. It's just a very nice made shirt, and it has French cuffs to it, and it's also longer, as you can see, very much longer than a shirt today. This is because when you were moving around and everything, it wouldn't come untucked because it's so long. And it also, of course, provided you an extra layer of cloth on your backside, which would make you stay warmer, because you wouldn't want to get your back and your backside too cold when you're outside. And you also don't need sleeve garters to this shirt, because this shirt was custom made for him, so it was after his arms, and thankfully my arms are almost the same length as his were, so I don't need sleeve garters because they're not too long and they're not too short, which is very nice. And I really like the spear point collar in this one. It's a very soft collar, and it fitted me perfectly, which I was very happy about. It's sometimes hard with fine vintage shirts in my size, unfortunately, and my collar size is size 16. But there is also collar strengthening to this, which is a very cool detail they did back then. I really like this. And it has the original label, of course, which you probably can't see that much, but I would like to try and get the fabric for you. I hope you can see the fabric there. And also I really like how they ended the sleeves on this. How do we do this? There we go. How they ended the sleeve on this one. I really like it. It's nice detailing. I hope you can see it properly. But yeah, I got this shirt when I got the suit, and I was very happy with it. I didn't use it first that much because I felt like the collar isn't really me. Then suddenly something just clicked and I started using it, and I really like using it. It's holding up well for being so old, and it's overall a very, very nice shirt to have. So I hope you enjoyed seeing this video. Seeing the suit closer up, seeing the details, seeing the shirt closer up, seeing the details of that one, and hearing a little bit of a history behind the garment itself. So if you enjoy this, I can do more. Let me know. And if you have any more questions about the suit or the shirt or anything, leave a comment below. Well, bummer, this video has already ended. But guess what? There's a huge selection of different videos on my YouTube channel. Why don't you go check them out? If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe if you're new here. In the description below, you will find a link to my Instagram page. You will find a link to my Patreon page if you want to support me and my content so I can continue doing what I do. There is also a link to my Buy Me a Coffee profile. Thanks for watching this video. Stay safe and well.